We got off Utopia of the Seas and spent a total of 4 hours in Nassau. We wanted a beach day, so we chose Cabbage Beach because it was a budget-friendly one and another YouTuber had a visit there.
Today, Mom and I are gonna go to Cabbage Beach, which is my favorite beach in Nassau. It is so nice and quiet and just beautiful. So,
I'm not sure how this beach got 4 stars on TripAdvisor. Okay, so the nice thing about Nassau now is that the port area is completely redone. And you don't really have to go outside of the port area to get a taxi. And they get official looking people, workers, to be able to get a taxi. So I didn't even have to haggle because they actually have set prices for the beach. And they had a total of about 4 different beaches that you could choose from. And we did. We already knew we wanted to do Cabbage Beach, but it ended up being one of the cheapest. $5.
Yeah, so they had this really nice stand with multiple, I would call them maybe coordinators sitting inside who were pointing you to a specific person who was gathering groups to go in vans on to various beaches, because that's pretty much what you do. You go to beaches, or if you have an excursion, they would take you where to pick up an excursion.
Yes, okay, so it's $5 per person. So we didn't have to wait but a few minutes. We got in, actually before we even got in, the person was trying to say like, hey, don't go there. It's not that good or whatever. And then we got the taxi driver, and then we get into the van. And it's like, hey dude, there's crime. There's no lifeguards.
It's overrun by drug dealers. There's no bathrooms. He was like,
yeah, no facilities.
I'm going to get you. And so it's just that there's no bathroom there, and no bathroom, no toilets, no water to wash you off, stuff like that. And it's invested with drugs. And
truthfully, we thought, okay, well, you're trying to get us to go to the different beach because it was $10 a head instead of $5. So we kind of
He's gonna make more money.
We were maybe being judgmental, but we probably should have listened to him.
Of course, we were being judgmental.
But you never know. I mean, it was like, okay, well, you're just trying to get $10 more per way out of us. But we arrive at Cabbage Beach.
Okay, so we get to Cabbage Beach, and we're the only people going there. Everyone else in the van is going to Cable Beach. And not just full disclosure, we did our research. Okay, another YouTuber visited. The water, it looked beautiful. It had 4 stars on TripAdvisor. Cable Beach, which I just looked up, has got 4.5 stars. But when you look at the entryway, going to Cabbage Beach, it should say something. You get what you pay for traditionally, right? But this is a taxi ride. It's based on distance and time, all right? So this beach is closer, so it's going to be less. So it doesn't really qualify here. But when you get to the entrance of this beautiful Cabbage Beach, it should have given you the first hint of, you know what? Maybe that taxi driver had something to what they were saying.
I will say, if you can kind of picture in your mind getting dropped off by the dumpsters, and I'm not kidding, like down a nasty alley where the dumpsters are, it was kind of where we got dropped off. You had to go up this like incline where you're behind an old rusty looking hotel by the dumpsters. You walk over a hill and go down, and there's trash, broken chairs all up in like the wooded area. It's really gross looking, but the water was just as beautiful, and the beach was pretty. The beach part was pretty clean, but everything behind you was like going to 2 worlds. It was a little weird.
Yeah, so we get there, they try to sell you a chair, but we're gonna bring our beach like budget day. Okay, yeah. We got our towels that we got before we got off the ship. But John was gonna hook us up. Instead of like $30 or $20 for a chair each person and whatever for an umbrella, he was gonna give us all that for $20. So okay, maybe, but probably not.
Get any chair and umbrella, John, I'm the guy in charge. Instead of $30 for the umbrella and $50 on the chair, I give you 2 chairs, 1 umbrella for $20. My name is John.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Appreciate it. Thanks, John.
All right.
But we go and we make sure we sit by some other people close by. And this was the first time, like, I get in the water, I'm facing Mrs. Tips the entire time, and I'm watching her stuff. Like,
Yeah.
You don't want your stuff to disappear.
It was one of those places for sure where you just got the ick factor and you didn't feel comfortable leaving your stuff.
Well, let's be real. I was head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Even on our entrance walking in. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's just get to the point. We spent a total of 30 minutes there, but you know what we did? We put in the Google on the T-Mobile phone, and how far is Atlantis Beach? It's right down there that you can see the hotel. Is it close enough to walk to, or is it look a lot further, or does it just look closer than what it actually is?
You can legit see the tops of Atlantis from where we were.
Well, we could see them from the boat too.
I mean, like, you literally could see it.
Yes.
It was like approximately, Google said 8. It was like 5 to 8 minute walk. And I'm like, well, we'll just walk over here. So we saved the money from the cab and just did a quick walk to somewhere that was cleaner, safer. We weren't getting bombarded with people selling stuff, and no one bothered us. We just went to the beach. That was all it was.
Yeah, in our 30 minutes at the world-renowned Cabbage Beach at 4 stars at TripAdvisor, we got, I don't know how many people asked us to buy this or do you want a jet ski?
All the time.
But on our walk, the jet skis are normally $100 for 30 minutes, but they're going to hook us up for $70, which for 30 minutes, which actually compared to like down by Atlantis, that 5-minute walk, it seemed like a pretty good deal, quite honestly. But anyways, we kept on walking.
Yeah, we walked all the way down, and where we were was kind of at one of the, I would call it a secured entrance to Atlantis, where they had someone there to check for wristbands and everything. But it was like at the very edge of everything, so it was ridiculously quiet. There was like no one down there. There was only a handful of even Atlantis people there. It was basically empty. No one can really, only for drinks, like the coconuts and pineapples, which they didn't harass us.
2 times in 2 hours we were asked.
And we just laid down, we took a nap, I read, and it was very peaceful and quiet. And it was probably the quietest beach I'd been on in a long time. There wasn't like party music going. It was nice.
And believe it or not, the water was exactly the same. Beautiful, but the scenery behind us was nice. Oh, and I could be in the water, and which was a little bit chilly, so I didn't stay in there terribly long, but I didn't have to watch our stuff or feel like I had to watch it or not leave it out of sight. There's no facilities or no showers or anything down there as well. And I did try to walk in once when we got there just to see, hey, could I pick up a taxi?
Just to see what happened.
Well, I want to see if I could pick up a taxi there. But actually, we did have to walk all 5 to 8 minutes all the way back. And then when we got back there, keep your head on a swivel again, and get in another taxi. Now that was nice because taxi drivers wear professional looking uniforms, and there's a group of people going all at once. So once again, it was $5 each for us to get back. So a total of $10 there, $10 back, $20 is all we spent. Was it worth $20?
I was a little nervous with the environment at Cabbage, but walking down the 5 minutes and then just walking the 5 minutes back, I think $20 for a beach day was a good deal. It's still way cheaper than the excursions. However, I would have wanted to know where we could have been dropped that was closer and safer, and I would have probably just picked a different beach. And I think there was another beach that was $5.
Well, that was Junca whatever beach. But that one you can walk to. You don't even have to do that.
But the walk is precarious too, I've heard.
Yeah, so I mean, don't pick Cabbage Beach. Pick a different beach. Yeah. How many stars should TripAdvisor really have this?
In my opinion, from what I witnessed, I would give it no more than a 2. Yes, the water is beautiful. You're at the ocean though, but it was really scary looking everywhere else.
Okay, so let us know, what do you do when you're in Nassau, Bahamas? Because we definitely need to do something different. And are we gonna ever go back to Cabbage Beach?
I don't think I will go back to Cabbage Beach again.
I won't go to Cabbage Beach either because we need to do something else. So let us know in the comments below what beach or what we need to do. This is Brian.
You didn't talk about the market.
I don't care about the market.
They will want to know about the market. The Newport area.
Okay, so now that you're going to tell us what to do in Nassau, hopefully it's something more than just a straw market that's in the port area. because we did that too. And
That was a bust.
in my opinion, that was a bust. But granted, to be fair, we did that after we got back, not the first thing. I think if there was music playing in the amphitheater, that would be really cool.
That would be cool. Yeah.
We took a Mediterranean cruise earlier this year, and they had some of the exact same stuff in the shop. And I was like, oh, well, I guess we know where these coasters and stuff came from.
Gosh.
And
It's
then,
so disappointing.
And then we saw on the walls, like, yeah, this particular store has got a shop saying Kusadasi, Turkey, which was one of our stops. And yeah, it had our cool little bookmarks that we got that were made of Turkish rugs. But to be fair, they were $3 here, and I got mine for $1 each. So it was completely worth getting those in Kusadasi, Turkey, which is a port that I was not prepared to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
So, but a lot better than Nassau. Let me just say that.
That one was rated 1 stars. That for us was a 5.
Yeah.
So
it's hard.
it's all over the place when you travel.
Yeah.
You take a chance.
So who are you going to trust? If you're going to trust us in our review of Cabbage Beach, click a thumbs up. This is Brian.
And Mrs. Tips.
Tips for Cruisers.
We'll see you in the next video.